Thank you for joining us to commemorate and celebrate this long-awaited grand opening of the newly renovated Senior Nutrition and Kitchen site here at the Ocean County Southern Service Center in Stafford Township. The Meal Distribution Center, I believe everybody knows, was originally housed in the Northern Ocean County Service Center in Lakewood, but the need outgrew that site, and in preparation for that growing need, the Board of Chosen Freeholders decided to plan and fund this project. Changing locations for a project of this size is an extremely daunting task, and I am happy to report that under the leadership of this board and with the hard work and dedication of Jim Sigurdson and his staff, that the Northern Service site shut down on a Friday, May 3rd, after the last meal was delivered, and reopened here in Manahawkin on May 6th without missing one meal. One meal. Thank you, Freeholders. Thank you, Jim. At this time, I would like to call on the Ocean County Sheriff's Department to post the colors.
I got it. Huh. Trail colors. Mark time march. Left, right. Forward, march. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Mark time, march. Detail, halt. Left face.
Okay, at this time, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With the color guard now retire the colors.
Trail arms. Right face. Mark time march. Left, right. Forward, march. Left, right. Left, right. Left, 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 right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, 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 right. Mark time, march. Detail, halt.
Thank you. Okay, at this point, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Freeholder Joseph Vicari. He'll be making the opening remarks, but before I bring him up to the microphone, I have to say a few words about him. Freeholder Vicari has served on the Ocean County Board of Chosen Freeholders for over 38 years and was recently inducted into the New Jersey Association of County Freeholders Hall of Fame for his years of service and commitment to the residents of this county. For over 20 of those 38 years, he has served as the chairperson to the Ocean County Office of Senior Services and has been a staunch advocate for Ocean County seniors and their caregivers. He has been the voice of older adults in our county, zealously advocating to protect benefits such as Social Security, Medicare, and to fund programs such as this Meals on Wheels program. He does this because his primary goal, and the primary goal of our office, is to help our seniors to remain in their communities with dignity, independence, and respect. Most relevant to today's event, Freeholder Vicari, along with the entire Board of Chosen Freeholders, has made and upheld a commitment that no senior in Ocean County will go hungry or without a meal. It is in large part because of his leadership and vision that we gather here today for the grand opening of the newly renovated Senior Nutrition site. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Freeholder Vicari.
Good afternoon. You know, it's a great pleasure for me to be here today for a number of reasons. First of all, serving the people of Ocean County, Stafford Township is very important to us. And this is the center of the county. And what we decided to do to improve the services, going back many years ago, we met with the Monsignor at that particular time. And you know what's going to be here? They're going to put a box store over here. I think it was a Costco. And what we decided to do with the leadership here of Carl Block was the mayor and the council, we decided not only to purchase this, but what we were going to do is make this a destination point for in the future, other buildings, possibly a library we talked about before. But also, we didn't realize how important it was until Sandy. The superstorm was an evacuation center. We had helicopters, we had the National Guard. Now we have generators. We have enough food for at least 30 days. We can really service this particular area. But I think our main concern right now today is really to say that we have a commitment in Ocean County. We say it's a great place to live, to work, and retire. It's to our people that have retired. And we have said this many, many times before. It's a beautiful building. We build roads, we build parks, we have an airport. But what's the most important legacy we will have someday in Ocean County? It's how we take care of our senior citizens, the elderly, the disabled, the frail. And Reverend Hartley, we know we speak about this many, many times as far as what we have to do as far as our commitment. And going back a number of years ago, when the federal and state government didn't give us enough money for home-delivered meals and concrete meals, we went to the Board of Freeholders and with the help of our director, and we said, there's no money in the budget, but we found the money. Because one day, in a hospital, an emergency room, we can feed a senior citizen for the entire year. So you know what our priorities are? To say thank you for the senior citizens. People that worked hard, served their country, raised their families, sent their children to school. Now at certain times when people get up there in years, not 70 or 75, senior citizens really should be, maybe 75 makes me feel better. But you know what's happening to senior citizens? As you know, I was a former superintendent of schools. More senior citizens today not only have to raise their children, are raising their grandchildren. And sometimes they move in. And sometimes when they move in, they have some problems with drugs and alcohol, can't pay their bills, and they come back to their families. And you are the backbone, you are the anchor of what America is all about today. And what we want to do is to let you know by this building, it's just a small indication of what we have done to show our commitment to say thank you. You know, the leadership in America today, if you look at the age, they're all in their 70s. And you know why? Because the younger people are not getting involved like they should. When I was teaching in school, I'd say, who wants to be a mayor or a freeholder or senator? They would all raise their hands. They don't do it anymore. No one wants to take a leadership role. They don't want to get involved. And that's why I need you today. I'm going to give you a job to do. You know, a lot of our seniors suffer in silence. Things happen, they're embarrassed, they're ashamed, they're being mistreated. And they tell their friends and neighbors. And what we do with senior citizens when they call up, it could be fraud, theft, violence, neglect, abuse, or scams. And we have Steve Scantoro from Consumer Affairs. We want to make sure we protect you. We're not only going to give you food, medical attention, we protect Social Security, we protect Medicare. We want to go a step further. And what we're doing now is that we want to protect our seniors and their support service and give you support services. So if you know of someone that needs help, if you know of someone that has an emergency, please don't be ashamed. That's our job. By federal law, I'm the advocate for senior citizens. We will never charge you anything. So when these scammers call up and say, well, you have to pay us money, the answer is no. When they say, well, you need a lawyer for a will, the answer is no. When they say about the surrogate, Jeff Moran's a great guy, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of everything you have. All we're asking you to do is to make one phone call to Senior Services, and we are there to assist you. Sometimes people are afraid, if they have an issue, to call 911. They won't do it. So what we do is that we're not law enforcement. You're not going to get your family in trouble. You're not going to get your son or your daughter or your grandson in trouble. We're here to assist you, to give them aid where it's ever possible. So again, I want to thank you for coming. Enjoy this building. It's a great building. Jim Sigurdson's in charge of the program, works real hard for us in making sure that we take care of our seniors, not only in good weather like this, in snow, in hurricanes, when things are happening. Do you know by the year 2030, in about 10 years, we have what they call a gray wave, what they call the silver tsunami. 1 out of 5 people will be a senior citizen. The population of our seniors will double in Ocean County. And what we want to do is to make sure that a population of Ocean County is about 590,000, 200,000 are senior citizens. And we work together with Senior Scams. Our prosecutor, Mr. Prosecutor, just came in. So if there's a problem, we work not only with our prosecutor, our great sheriff, Mike Mastronati, we work with continuously. But the important thing in Ocean County, it's one team that works together. There's no difference in different departments. We work not only with our director, Freeholder Haines, but also the new guy, the young guy, the rookie on the block, Freeholder Quinn from Lacey Township, that's over here today. Give him a nice round of applause. He does a great job. And I'm stopping you from having your food that the Freeholders made before you came in. Just so you know that if I had my way, I came in a little late, you'd have had sausage and peppers, pasta, meatballs. How can you have lunch without a meatball? You can't have any food like that. Hey, what's making sandwiches? But I just want to say thank you, and thank you for the opportunity of coming today. And Ocean County is a showplace, not only in New Jersey, but in the state of New Jersey and the United States, and how we treat seniors.
See what happens when you get excited.
And when I get excited, everything falls apart. That's my cue to stop talking, give it to someone else, and enjoy your lunch. Thank you. God bless you. I didn't take your papers too. I can take everything.
We'll sort it out later. Thank you, Freeholder. Thank you. No problems, but always a pleasure. Next up on our agenda is a woman and a leader that I hold in the utmost esteem. Freeholder Virginia Haines, or more fondly known to us as Ginny. What can I say to adequately describe the respect and admiration that I have for Freeholder Director Haines? She's the first woman to lead Ocean County government in 40 years, and she is an inspiration to me and to women throughout this county, state, and our great nation. She brings years of public service and leadership experience to the Board of Chosen Freeholders, and more importantly, she's a lifelong resident of Ocean County, and she's keenly aware of the needs of our residents, including the need to keep them fed. She is strong, she is smart, and she knows, I always say it, she's impeccably dressed. More importantly, Ginny gets the job done, and she's not afraid to express her emotions in the process, particularly when discussing topics or events that are near and dear to her heart. As a woman and a leader of a county department, I find this quality refreshing and long overdue. So please join me in welcoming Freeholder Director Ginny Haines.
Thank you for Maria, and I know better than to talk very long because Joe said I'm keeping you from your food. But I just want to, say, I notice we have Assemblywoman Diane Gove here in the audience. If you would she represents Ocean County. And also one other person I would just like to point out, and that's Dave Wintrobe, who is in the back. And Dave Wintrobe is an individual. He owns the car dealerships down there, but he's not just a person that owns car dealerships. Dave Wintrobe is a person who has, for many, many years, he has a foundation, given money to many organizations, especially nonprofits, but he also gave $10,000 to the Meals on Wheels program. And it's not just the monies that the county receives, whether the monies we get from the federal government, the monies that we put in ourselves from Meals on Wheels, but it's individuals like Dave Wintrobe, who's also there to support these programs. It is very important for us as freeholders, as the freeholder had said, that we make sure that these meals are provided for our seniors. As it was told to me when I had met with Jim and we were at Mr. Wintrobe's car dealership, and he said sometimes our drivers are the only people that some of our seniors see. And it's very, very important that our drivers are alert and making sure that they are aware of what is going on with that person. If they don't answer the door, they know what they need to do in order to find out why isn't that person answering the door. So, it's not just delivering food. There's more to our people that work for Meals on Wheels than just doing that. They are the interaction with our people that are out there when they're delivering this food to them, and the importance of how much it is. And I'm not going to say anything more. I just want to thank all of you. May God bless you. May God bless our women in the military, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. And it's true, they're not just delivering meals. And I have to say here, my father worked for Jim Sigurdson for many years, and he would come home with stories of how he delivered a meal, but he also had long conversations with the person that he delivered the meal to, and how the conversation in some cases meant more than the meal. So I'm glad you brought that point up. Now we're going to move on to Jim Sigurdson. I call Jim the man behind the mission. I say this because for all the planning that we do and all the funding we provide, I know that none of this would be possible without Jim Sigurdson. Jim Sigurdson has served as the executive director for CSI for close to 20 years. I first met Jim when I myself was a provider to the Ocean County Office of Senior Services in my role as deputy director to Ocean Monmouth Legal Services. Jim came to every project director's meeting, well prepared, knowledgeable, and eager to share his opinion even when we didn't want to hear it. He is one of the most hardworking and driven people I have ever had the privilege of meeting. And he does this not for the $1 million salary or the bonuses or the notoriety, but because he truly embodies the mission of CSI, driven by the passionate belief that senior citizens deserve to lead happy, healthy, and above all, meaningful lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming my dear friend and colleague, Jim Sigurdson, to the podium.
I'm glad that Freeholder Director Haines didn't take much time because I got a lot to say.
He usually does.
But I would like to thank Freeholder Haines and Freeholder Vicari. Joe said a lot of really nice things, and I got a lot of nice things to say about him. But this all started really probably as some kind of an abstract concept, if you can go back a couple of decades ago, with a guy named Jim Mancini and Phil Rubenstein, when they really got together and really decided to put Ocean County on the map. And they had a lot of help. They had a lot of really important people in Ocean County who worked with them to make sure that this county really became a benchmark county for the services that Freeholder Vicari mentioned. Services to benefit older adults, the senior citizens of Ocean County. And every single one who's followed after them, whether it's been the former executive directors of the Office of Senior Services, Jane Maloney and Jackie Rowan, now Maria LaFace, but also the other freeholders who've come on board, Jerry Little and others, have all bought into that and understand the importance of what it means to serve senior citizens. And the very first person I call when I have a problem is Joe Vicari. When Sandy hit, the very first phone call I made was to Joe Vicari. And I said, I need your help. He said, what do you need? He said, you got it. And he worked with us to make sure that we had food. We beat the Red Cross, We were on the ground serving meals 2 days later. My people were wading through water up to their knees, walking into people's homes, making sure that they had hot meals. They had no phone communication. We were calling their family members to let them know that their loved ones were okay. But it's because Ocean County understands, and we come together and we work as a team. There are a lot of project directors here as well, too, who've been part of the network in Ocean County through the Office of Senior Services, who work very hard to provide support services, because meals are important, but meals alone aren't enough. We need every single senior outreach organization and agency out doing what they do best. What we do best is feed people. What they do best is other parts of that safety net that make sure that those seniors have the services that they need, whether it's transportation services, whether it's in-home services for benefits, whether it's nursing care, whatever it is that they need. These other agencies and organizations are working together with us to make sure that those senior citizens are taken care of. But it goes beyond that as well, too, because then it goes to the people that actually sit behind the scenes. I'm one of those people, fortunately, that gets a little bit out in front. But my kitchen staff who are hiding, because they'd rather be cooking than out here taking the credit for it. But they're the people that show up every morning at 5:30 to make sure those 1,000+ meals are cooked. To my drivers who show up every single day, who get rained on, who get snowed on, who work in often very difficult conditions when it's hot, when it's cold, who don't complain, but who show up every single day to make sure that the people on their route get that meal, who pay attention when they walk into the homes to that senior, to notice whether there are changes or differences in that senior's behavior or in that senior's appearance, then hooking up with outreach agencies throughout the county to make sure that if something is wrong, we get services to those individuals that need it. To my site staff, my site managers that run our 7 nutrition sites and the support staff in my administration team. We have 54 employees, by the way, if you don't know that. 32 vehicles, 8 locations. We cover all 535 square miles of this county every single day, delivering over 1,000 meals to people in need. And most of all, though, to our participants who patiently have waited for this renovation to occur, who sat with Linda and the St. Francis people over in a very comfortable little room. It was very nice and homey. We thank you for your patience, but we also thank you because you really are the reason that we are here. We're here today also to honor you because all of this was done with you in mind. And it started a very, very long time ago with a couple of guys who had an idea that Ocean County really could be the best, and Ocean County is the best. And ever since Joe Vaccari stepped into the shoes of Jim Mancini, I remember the very first day I met him, and I shook his hand, and I said, you got big shoes to fill. The man has never failed to keep a promise. He's never failed to keep a promise to me, to this organization, and to the seniors that we serve in Ocean County. And I think that that is outstanding, that we have a county where the people who actually run this county care enough to listen to the people who do the job to make it the best possible place for seniors in the whole state and most in the whole country. I think we've got some great recognition, I know. So I thank every single person for that. I thank them for the support that they've given to us. And I also want to say something too. I really do. Is Jane Maloney here? She could, no? Okay, but to Jackie Rowan, who actually this project was started under, Jane really provided a lot of the emphasis for and momentum after Phil for the work that we do. But Jackie has been a huge supporter and encourager of this program, but also in particular of me, and to Maria also, who I know has my back as well too. And it's great to have people that you work with, who you know you can reach out to and who you can fight in, because you know what, none of us actually do this alone. We don't do this on our own. You know, the no man is an island kind of a thing. Well, fortunately for me, I got some great looking ladies I get to look at all the time. It's like, and I told Maria, I'm never missing a meeting now. You can bet on that. But thank you very much, and thank you most of all for your patience in listening to me. And I do believe that every single person in this room who's had a part in administering senior services, whether it's our freeholders, whether it's the directors of the Office of Senior Services, the other agencies, my good friend Sheriff Master Nardi as well too, and I don't see my good friend Bob Singer, Senator Bob Singer, who's helped me out tremendously over the past 4 or 5 years as well here, but I want to give a shout out to him as well too. I think that every one of those people, including the staff people that work at the Office of Senior Services, the various outreach, deserve a round of applause because they're the ones that really do make it happen.
Thank you, Jim. Very short. There's food. I'm Italian. I am not going to stand in the way of anybody's meal. You know, Freeholder Director Haines did me a favor by announcing many of the dignitaries that are here today. Apparently, there are a few that she did not mention. I do see Pat Matthews from the state. And Pat is the one who runs the state program and sort of guides us here at the county on best practices, and I'd like to thank you for all of your support and your work. Again, I see Jackie Rohan, and I know that you were mentioned already, Jackie, and thank you for passing that torch to me. But I guess the one thing I need to do now is to bring up probably the most important person here, and that is a client. Who better to tell us what the importance of this program is than a client? So Jim, you're back up.
Okay. I wasn't kidding when I said that we all need each other to get the job done.
That's right.
We do have an individual who is a participant in our program right here at this nutrition site in Stafford, who has agreed to come up and to share a few words with you about how important this program is to him. And that is Mr. Felix Martinez. So, Mr. Martinez, I'm going to ask you to come on up. And it's all yours, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm Felix Martinez, and I've been a center member since October 2017. I'd like to express the gratitude on behalf of all the members for everything this center and its staff represents and do for us. This is our community meeting place and lunch site. Here, we can develop friendship and acquaintances in a warm social atmosphere. We can exercise both body and mind and induce us to participate in this invigorating fraternal experience. Our center staff is warm and friendly and make us feel happy and welcome. Thank you, Denise, for planning interesting activities and brain exercising inquiries and games including bingo. Thank you, Lorraine, for giving us creative ideas and art craft work we can keep and as mementos. Your charming interaction and easy chair exercises are awesome. Thank you, Phyllis, for serving us coffee, tea, water, as well as assisting in our meals. Thank you, Cherie, who once a week makes us laugh with trivia from past and present chronology. Thank you to the Garden Club ladies for beautiful flowers and helping us making flower arrangement for taking home. Thank you, Nikki, for introducing Rummikub, a wonderful board game. Thank you, Michelle, and all of the kitchen staff for preparing healthy and tasty meals. On time, rain or shine. Last but not least, thank you, Jim Sigurdson, for refurbishing the hall in a beautiful, comfortable, and secure meeting place for lunch and fraternal intermingling. Have a good day, and God bless you all.
One more thing that stands between you and the food. May is Older Americans Month, and we do have a proclamation that we'd like to give to Jim. During the month of May, we celebrate all of the great things that we do or that we fund, all of the programs that are offered for seniors, including the Meals on Wheels program. But today, the Freeholder and I would like to present a proclamation to you, Jim, just in honor of the work that you do. So Freeholder, you didn't knock this one over, just the scissors. We got this. Here we go. All right, and so I'm not. Yes.
Freeholder Quinn?
Oh, come on up. The youngest of the
That's
Freeholders.
right. The rookie.
The baby. Thank you. I'm not going to read through it all, but basically, now therefore I, Virginia E. Haines, Jenny, Director of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, on behalf of this board, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2019 as Older Americans Month and urge every resident to take time during this month to recognize older adults and the people who serve them as vital parts of our community. And so we'd like to give this to Jim in honor of his hard work.
Great job, Jim.
Did somebody say speech? No, no.
Who could argue with you?
So let me just do something real quick. Yeah, who could argue with me?
Not me today.
Well, okay. Would all of the CSI Meals on Wheels employees raise your hands, please? I want everybody to see, these are the people on my staff that are just here providing support. You can't see my kitchen staff. Yeah. Can I have everyone who is a member of I want to say the circle, but it's not. I'm seeing my Luann Kane, who's our chronic disease self-management. I think of her circle of influence, but it is a circle of influence. For all the project directors and their staff, would they raise their hands as well too? These are the people support doing the work in the community. Okay, we got a good showing. Very good. Okay. Okay. And I want to say that these are the people who really help, again, make the work get done in this place. And also, Felix, I want to say that was outstanding. I want to thank you very much for your kind words. And I echo those sentiments as well, too. This is a wonderful place to be, as well as all of our nutrition sites. It's a great place to meet people, to make new friends, but it's a great place to belong. And you do belong. You belong here, and we belong to you, and you belong to us. So thank you very much.
Very good.
And I promise, finally, I'm going to be calling up Pastor Hartney for the blessing.
Thank you, Maria. Let us pray. Almighty God, as we gather here to celebrate the service of a community, we ask that you send your blessing upon this place. May your blessing fill these walls. May they fill the hearts of all who gather here. May your blessings flow forth in a warm meal, in friendships formed, friendships sustained, in the special bonds between drivers and clients. May your blessings fill all the corners of Ocean County. Watch over this place, guide it, and fill it forever with your presence. Bless the meal we are about to share, and all those thousands are which to come. We ask this and say, Amen.
Amen.
And now it's time to cut the ribbon, and once this is done, we will get you to the food.
That's right. That's okay, that's okay. Jenny, do we have the regular scissors so we can cut this?
Okay, everyone will step up behind the ribbon.
You know,
These have always been
you have the real one?
I got the real one.
so.
pick a side. Just get in. Just stand and just
Stand here
you
next
stand
to
with
you,
me and smile.
Oh, okay.
Who's got the? No.
Yeah.